Hey, sweet soul. Welcome back to Conscious Lifestyle Coaching. My name is Raileigh. I'm an author, poet, speaker, and healer. Today's message is about people who affect us deeply, and you might be listening now or later in regard to someone who's been on your mind, someone maybe you've been dreaming about, or someone you've gone through a life experience with in which you will be forever changed. And I'm speaking to you today because this person may have affected you in a way that will linger in your mind and your heart for a very long time. Maybe you cannot seem to let go of the reason and the why this person may have entered your life. And if you're listening, let me know how the audio is coming through and let me know who you are and how this message might be resonating with you. And again, I'm speaking to somebody who maybe is missing someone, or you've endured an experience that affected you very deeply and you're trying to figure out why this happened and why this person is still lingering in your spirit. And I'm here to remind you that if this has happened, if you've had a life experience with someone and you can't forget, that means it's a very beautiful connection. Sometimes it comes with a lot of harm too. Maybe this person also hurt you, or you're trying to detach from why your spirit, why your consciousness is still lingering in the vibration of your relationship with this person. I'm here to tell you that this person has come into your life to awaken something within you, to bring you back home. And when this person entered your life, you perhaps did not know what home meant to you quite yet. Home being the remembrance of what it means to live in your soul, who you really are, who you're meant to become on this earth, what makes you happy, your greatest gift of serving others. This person has awakened that within you. Whether they are in your life or not, or however the relationship ended, I'm here to remind you that perhaps it might not be over if you're still thinking about them, if you're still wondering how they're doing, and why did they touch your spirit, your emotions so deeply to the point where, again, you will never forget this person. Hi, how are you doing, Maximus? And in these lives, feel free to ask questions. And again, I'm trying to bring some peace to somebody today who's trying to figure out why this has happened and why someone may not be in your life even though they mean a lot to you. This person may have endured something really traumatic. Maybe you were a part of that experience, or maybe you were a support in that experience. Maybe that is still being revealed to you of why this has happened. Hi, Hattie, nice to meet you. So this person that is in your consciousness right now, that means there is love awakening. Perhaps this person couldn't love you the way you've desired. Maybe you couldn't love them the way we imagine sometimes relationships to come out, or we have expectations of how we expect relationships to evolve into. We don't want these relationships to end, especially when they touch us so deeply. Nice to meet you all. Thank you for resonating on this journey, and thank you for being open to allowing relationships to touch our soul. Sometimes we don't seem to have a choice in how these people come in. It seems there was an agreement before we came to this earth that, hey, in this lifetime we're going to meet again, and we're going to awaken each other to remind each other of our divine purpose. And our human ego has the expectation of, maybe I'm supposed to marry this person or be with this person for the rest of my life, or maybe I was supposed to help them more. And so if you're thinking about this person, if this person is in your consciousness and you miss them, or you're wondering what is going to happen next, I'm here to remind you it's about the spirit. It's about the spiritual awakening that has now happened. So I welcome you for being on this journey with me. Again, being open to divine relationships that are happening. Divine relationships meaning that we don't put expectations on why someone has entered our life, but we know it has significant meaning. And if they keep popping up and you can't seem to let go of what has happened, I'm here to remind you, allow the lesson, allow the guidance of that relationship to guide you into the next steps of your journey. We cannot control how the relationship is going to manifest sometimes. But we look back and we perceive and we experience and we allow people to come in and out. And to love them exactly as they are. And so this person that is in your consciousness, maybe you miss them, maybe they've passed away, or maybe the relationship has ended, maybe pathways have diverged, maybe that's a separation in the physical or the emotional or the spiritual. Just know it was very important. You wouldn't be here listening still if the relationship is not super important to, again, your sacred purpose, your sacred mission. And if the relationship didn't end out exactly how you wanted in your mind, it doesn't mean it has to end. On the conscious path, on the path of self-development, healing, spirituality, we honor relationships as divine teachers. Not always what we can get out of someone or something out of a relationship happening, right? We've moved beyond that. We're recognizing the soul guidance, the voice of the divine, of God, that comes with every single person. And so be open to this person if they're still living, to flowing in and out of your life to remind you of who you are. Let them be a divine friend. If you're watching this channel, maybe you're seeking romantic love, and that is okay. But don't get so caught up in the expectation of how things turn out. So if you're listening, let me know who you are, and feel free to ask any questions about love, about consciousness, about healing. Hello, Barely. No, I don't have a crystal ball. We're just having a heart-to-heart conversation. We're resonating on a frequency. And again, I'm speaking to somebody who cares deeply about someone else. And sometimes we don't have the capacity to help people or to be in someone's life the way we truly desire. Or maybe they truly desire. But what is it that the relationship has sparked within your life that you can honor moving forward? What is it for you? I think I'm speaking to somebody today who just loves very deeply. Maybe it was the presence of that person in your life, the conversations. But truly, I'm here to remind you that it wasn't the direct exchange of what's happening. Again, it's the spiritual awakening, the energy that came forward and rose because of the love that was there. It's a spiritual connection where you're understood, even if it was a couple minutes or years. For some reason, this person or this type of person makes you feel so understood. They're living a same and similar wavelength as you. And that is why we get so attached to those type of people, when we feel so seen and so heard and so loved and valued. We want more of that. And then we put the whole expectation of the love of God in one person. It's okay to detach consciously and say goodbye to people. If you're listening, let me know who you are. Feel free to ask any questions. If you're listening and your heart might be grieving at this time, or maybe you're in fear of how to maintain relationships that are important to you, just remind yourself that everyone has their own soul mission and soul path. Even if that looks entirely different from what we expect or we want for our life. In this day and age, we are so telepathically connected to people. It has happened because of the environments we live in, right? Because of global health crisis, or just the disconnection with the connection we have through technology. We can connect with people so deeply, and it's a great medicine. It's a great power to be able to do that. And so we have this ability now, in 2025, and where we are as a human collective, to make so many more powerful, magnetic, significant relationships. Not saying we're romantically or intimately involved with it, all of these people. But we're open to massive expansion, especially if you're on the conscious journey with me and you are a spiritual guide, you are a spiritual teacher. You're helping share a more mindful culture with everyone around you. You want to share kindness. So this means you're making so many beautiful relationships. If you're on the spiritual path with me and you're seeking love, remember that love is not going to come just through one person. I'm not talking about polygamy or having multiple intimate relationships. I'm talking about allowing the love of God, of the universe, to happen through community of people, not just romantically, but the business partnerships you have, making sure they are soul aligned. So maybe someone that you thought is supposed to be your romantic partner is actually a business partner. Maybe your family that you're born with is more of a friend than a father or a mother, or maybe a friend is more of a mother figure in your life. Being able to detach again from labels and listening to our spirit, understanding how is this relationship that is in your consciousness bringing you closer to the divine, and honor that. Celebrate the awakening, the remembrance of the home, the loving home that is living in your heart. And so when we break, when we're distraught of a relationship ending dramatically, or again not going the way we think or what we want, what is it teaching you about what you're supposed to be doing at this time that's going to honor your spiritual path and your soul mission, your greatest service on the earth? If there's someone that you miss deeply, you're trying to figure out how to have them in your life, visit the question with God in your own prayer time. Is there something that we should be collaborating together with in this earth that can benefit others? Not just, again, how they can make you feel comfortable or be seen. What can you do together to serve and to gift? And that is a conscious relationship. And that is why we experience people who touch your heart so dramatically and so deeply. And if you're on the path with me, you're so sensitive. Every relationship you directly have in your close experience touches your heart. When our heart is touched by people, that means we're sensitive to how they think about us or how much we can be in their life, and we care. And part of the spiritual journey is allowing, again, the flow for people to come in and out. But this message today is specifically to someone who has had a recent experience with someone else, whether that is a friend, a lover, a client, someone, and you are in shock. Maybe you're grieving again this idea that you had. You were most sure they're supposed to be in your life in some way. And then the universe, God, took them away from your life in some type of way. But it's for divine purpose. What is that purpose for you? If you need help clarifying what that is, I'm here for you. Please let me know how I can be of service to you. I'm speaking to someone today who is being called to a deeper realm and dimension of soul mission. even deeper. We've been journeying through this for many years, some of you decades, long before I have, but we're going deeper now. There's an urgency that is rising of where you're being called to serve. So what realm is that? What industry is that? What enemy has risen in the relationships you love so much that keeps causing a separation? Again, this separation can be physical, it can be emotional, it can be spiritual. This separation that's tugging at your heart and your soul today, what spirit is causing that? It could be the spirit of mental illness. It could be poverty consciousness. It could be drugs, addiction. What is rising in your consciousness that you cannot stand to experience anymore? It makes you exhausted. It breaks your heart. You do not want to see another person go through this, to experience this. And that is what this person, whoever brought you into this message today, is reminding you that you need to address, not trying to salvage all of the relationship, focusing all your energy on making someone love you or be in your life, but what is it that you are able to heal now because of this experience, because of this person? Spiritually, how can you work together? Hello, Dai. Hello, Noble One. Let me know who you are, how this message might be resonating with you. Share your story. Dai says they're guided to teach mindfulness through play. Very good. Giving people an opportunity to learn how to forgive themselves as you have done. Be present in play and offering wholeness. A deeper connection with ourselves, absolutely. So I would ask you, Dai, in what way have certain relationships in your life led you on this course through play? What is the story behind the forgiveness? Can we be honest and transparent about that relationship? What led to the forgiveness? Why do we need to be reminded as a collective community that we are whole? That we are allowed to feel whole? We're allowed to be present with ourselves enough that we enjoy ourselves? So it's a great vision. I look forward to learning how you're continuing to build that. Whether that is a business or some type of organized event, make sure it happens this year, please. Noble One says they are truly unveiling the truth within the shadow, becoming integrated with the Creator, unlocking ancient truths, helping others see the true shadows within themselves. How will you do that? What is truth? Why is discovering and unveiling truth even important at this time? I think that is something many people are struggling with. Being deceived, especially by other people. Not knowing the true soul and character of people, but getting locked into the ideas of fantasies and the movies that we see online in technology. Our lack of social skills that are preventing us from being able to communicate with the people we admire, that we want in our lives. How do we take out the fears that block us from connecting truly? Because it is in true connection that we discover the truth about ourselves, why we're here. And then we can align with the healthier relationships. But any relationship in your life, again, whether it was a traumatic event or not, if it's important to you, it's teaching you. What is it teaching you? If you're listening, let me know who you are. Feel free to ask questions. have a conversation. Share your story. It is in the sharing of our story and saying that we're not alone in our journey that we can release shame that we harbor when we have an affection or love or thought or a dream that involves someone else and it doesn't go as expected. And so sometimes we want to give up on love, or we're so embarrassed, so ashamed with how things turned out, or we reflect too much on the past. And I'm here to remind whoever's listening and resonating with this message, either now or later, this person wouldn't have aligned into your vibration if there wasn't purpose behind it. So don't be embarrassed or ashamed of how it turned out. If you had love in your heart and intention, it's teaching you how to connect better, more authentically. This relationship is teaching you how to be more empowered in the spaces you're being called to lead. What are you leading that is healing, that's going to mirror the relationship you desire in its full health, in its full purpose? And for listening, thank you for being on this journey with me. Yes, everyone is a catalyst for greater purpose. If you're on a journey and again, maybe someone has really disappointed you, you're very disappointed with how the relationship has turned out, and whatever love, however big or small that love was that connected you with these relationships, we're not wasted time, we're not wasted energy. Don't be embarrassed. And if someone didn't choose you, I'm speaking to someone that does not feel chosen by someone else, that's okay too. I promise you will find gratitude in it. Love is not an emotion of feeling good or the expectation of what life could be with someone. It's a piece that is present in the relationship now. How much fear is going to determine how long this person's even going to be in your life. If there's fear present, it's not a healing relationship. It's not a truly aligned relationship. So forgive yourself and forgive God if you've manifested relationships that you find it difficult to let go of. If you're trying to find closure, if you're trying to find meaning in this relationship or what has happened, sometimes you'll never receive that from them. But I promise clarity will always be revealed in the end. Always. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not now, but eventually you'll understand why God did not want that relationship for you or that person to remain in your life, or for that relationship to turn out how you wanted. Wish you success in your charity business. Whether you have a nonprofit or business, it's going to require the making of so many relationships. That is what any type of organized movement towards a positive experience for other people is going to require. So for listening, let me know who you are. Get comfortable with sharing your story. participate in the discussion. Recognize you're not alone. It's okay. I'd like to take a moment to honor someone who maybe has experienced a loss and they're grieving. And if you're coming on here and that person has been on your mind and your heart, the spirit is still speaking to you. What did this person's life teach you? What did they seed within your life that is awakening right now in this moment? There's something significant happening. And so these relationships guide us into who we really are. The courage to speak to me confirms the end of your hermit phase. Yep. I'm an author now, coming out in my hermit phase, but still very much a hermit. Speaking to the introverted people out here who answer a YouTube message to learn about our relationships because we're too shy, too embarrassed to talk to people in real life. I'm calling us out here, okay? That's why we watch sometimes tarot readings or just YouTube videos that resonate. And we swim in our own consciousness with other people journeying because it's safer. But if you're being called to messages like that a lot, maybe you're also supposed to be creating your own messages because they're opening a portal to something bigger. This one message, I'm hoping I resonate and I align with people who want to work with me. Not just become my client, but become partners, become friends. So we release shame. Shame is such a, I think shame is one of the hardest vibrations to heal. Shame is what keeps us in the hermit cave, not talking to anyone. And forever feeding this movie in our head of how someone hates us or we failed them or they think we're weird. And all of that may be true. But it doesn't have to be the story forever. So I'm speaking to someone who's asking a question or maybe praying for an answer. Some type of closure and understanding about why the relationships are evolving the way they are in your life. And again, it's what is the spirit that you are meant to heal and lead in, especially in this year. There's been a specific storyline that's been happening with these relationships. Oh, we got all our introverted people. So if you are a hermit, if you are highly introverted and you're a person who likes to go within a lot, and you have a desire to create more harmonious relationships or to heal certain relationships or to just figure out what to do next, understand why you've gone into hermit in the first place. If you are in hermit mode, if you're going within, if you're detaching from other people, that means you're creating something. You're creating something in your life, whether you know it or not, that's so important. What are you creating? If you're listening, let me know who you are and feel free to ask a question. Healing deep traumas before we speak. Yeah. So if someone has left your life without a word, it's better that way. They were offering you compassion. And that is the greatest gift they could have given you. Maybe I'm speaking to someone, they've been ghosted. And I know that hurts. Oh, the rejection. Again, it's the shame. It's an act of compassion. They're not wasting your time. They're not going to put you in a situation or scenario where they're going to hurt you more. If someone doesn't respond to you, if someone isn't in your life and you want them to be, but they're not, honor that. More healing and growth is going to come into your life the sooner you accept when people leave. If that is you, this is your opportunity to learn how to respect yourself more. And self-respect comes in knowing thyself, someone said earlier, knowing your own soul. Self-respect not meaning people validate you or gloat on you and celebrate you all the time. Self-respect meaning you're allowing yourself to create what it is the divine is asking you to create, and it gives you fulfillment. Creating meaning sometimes you don't do anything at all except you're meditating, you're going within, you're not talking to another soul at all. You're listening to your soul. You're protecting that soul. But no, I'm speaking to people who have been hermiting too long and you're isolated and you're depressed because of it. This is a call to come out of it. Speak to the person who's on your heart and your mind today. Reach out to them. It's going to be okay. And if you don't get a response, you can let them go. Detach immediately. If you want to speak to someone, inquire, reach out, and then move on. I respect that. Someone saying, before coming out of hermit mode, wanting to be sure they are good before being with someone. Yes. And I want to honor that we don't have to be in a perfectly great condition to build relationships or speak to someone. It is always safe to connect with people. It is always safe to connect with people. Because no matter what relationship it is, it's going to reflect back to the experience happening within you and the experience that your soul needs, conscious or not conscious of that need. And the power you have is to accept, not accept. Tao Druidry, Ryan, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Feel free to contribute to the conversation. I'll be on here a little bit longer. Ask questions. Let me know how this message might be resonating with you. And I want to say thank you, Tao Druidry, for being someone who's actually sharing what it's like to lead the initiation of conscious relationships boldly. You are a teacher of not having shame, in my opinion. I'm always grateful to see those people who are so bold and so willing to have a heart so wide open. And so I pray that whoever's listening now or later, that you allow your heart to remain open no matter how much you've grieved, how much you've lost. I appreciate the energy in the chat. So today is January 11th. The spiritual realm is open right now. As you meditate in these days, who comes to your spirit? Reach out to them. I have to really encourage people who connect with me to reach out to people. If you're a healer, if you are a leader in some type of way, sometimes we perceive ourselves as weak for asking other people to speak with us unless we are the person of service or giving. we get so uncomfortable saying, hey, I'm seeking and in need of connection, of being seen right now. Yes, interconnectedness is key. I want to speak to people who have maybe been patiently waiting for someone to return into their life. And I'm speaking on it, maybe this person has passed away, but that love, that guidance that lived within that person, that spirit did not leave. It is here. It is going to be increasingly more obvious to you how that spirit is still here, that love, that guidance, that empowerment. If it is someone who's still living, be open to receive them back in your life, even if maybe you're a little bit afraid. If you know there is divine purpose in that connection, detach from, again, the expectations and the ideas and what has happened. Take on the boundaries. You have boundaries now. I'm an Aries woman. My cutoff game strong. I burn bridges, and I'm trying to heal that myself. You can allow people to come back into your life with boundaries. Someone might be resonating with the cutoff game. We don't have to push everyone away all the time. If you are in the suffering, the isolation of just feeling alone right now, eventually, you're going to have to allow them in. So when I talk about boundaries in your meditation time, as you're journaling, as you're praying, ask the divine clearly, what is it you would like me to do? Who is it that you've asked me to be? Put me in alignment. Give me the courage and the strength to build the relationships that are going to hold me in that knowing of who I am in my divinity, of strengthening me and supporting me on the path that I know I need to be on in the service of love. So as we're meditating and speaking on this, who's coming to your mind right now? Reach out to them. Whether that's in prayer or a message, reach out. If you don't get an answer right away, it does not mean you're not loved. It means there is protection. Oh, Aquarians. The natural spirit rebel. Yes. Aries and Aquarius, we butt heads. Because I want to lead and the Aquarians want to be the star of the show. And you are the star of the show, so I want to be your friend. Overprotection can be counterproductive, yes. Tao and Druidry, if that interests you and what Druidism is. Let me know who you are, whoever's listening now or later. If you have a vision on your heart and your soul and you're seeking support, guidance, or direct business development support, I'm here for you. I'm being called at this time as my soul mission and soul path to help people empower themselves and receive the tools and strategies in the community they need to be successful in that. So if that's you, please let me know. And if you like this live or the people in here, you can meet them directly in the medicine garden. You can chat with each other. And it's Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Google Meet. And we also have a WhatsApp group so you guys can connect with each other and share your businesses. Share your ideas. Connect, make friends from around the world. Even if you are the hermit living in a remote place like I am, it doesn't mean we cannot be connected to people around the world. So I'm learning to embrace technology. Thank you to whoever's here. I honor your soul and I honor your heart, your beautiful heart, your kind heart, who cares so deeply about someone or just all people right now. And if the heart aches or the mind can't forget, that is okay. You're on a healing journey. This is exactly where you need to be. And that person, yes, is supposed to be in your life or was supposed to be in your life. And has birthed a portal into your ultimate destiny. So thank them. Whether they are your enemy or not, thank them. Alright. So I hope to see some of you in the medicine garden, in the free group coaching call. Come meet each other, make new friends. Of course, you can check out the books. Life Purpose Actualization is my 3-month coaching program. If you want to find out if that's for you, just reach out to me, submit an application. If you're already actualized your purpose, you're already in business, you're in service of a lot of people right now, I'm here to provide some more executive support to you as a professional copywriter. I'm also very passionate about building authentic and very professional relationships rooted in conscious communication, heart-centered and aligned business and marketing, so I can help you in that space as well. So wishing you peace and love tonight or in the morning whenever you watch this. And I'll speak to you again soon. Thank you all for being a part of the conversation. Peace and love.